What do you think? Are they all right? These are my reflective glasses. I got them the other day. Do you remember my eyes were playing up? So I got these off Amazon. They're only €6, £6 or something, to reflect the screens. I've heard Alan Carr, I know, all right, the third Ronnie, I know you've all been taking the piss on the strings, but hey, my eyes are falling out of my head. I needed them, or I need them. We're going to be talking in this video about the managerial situation at Liverpool Football Club, the next manager. And what I'm going to do in this video is give you my 3 choices, my 3 candidates to keep an eye on, right? What I want you to do is I want you to give me your preferred 3 clients, your shortlist to replace Jurgen Klopp. But also that might not be the shortlist that you think is what the club will do. So it would be helpful, or it might be an idea, you might say, well, this is my 3, Dunk, but I think the club will look at these 3. That's what I mean in the comments. So just make it obvious to us, because I read the comments all day and all night, all the time. So I'm going to give you my 3 shortlists for you to keep an eye on, right? Because I look at this list, this huge list of managers, and you'd be there all day. I mean, there's some cracking managers, isn't there? You know what I mean? And there's lots of different things you need to take into consideration, especially to do with availability, like who is unemployed, who will be available in the summer. Is the compensation to pay, and stuff like that. So Xabi Alonso is the short favourite. He is 4-6. He was 4-7. This is with Bet365. He's the favourite for a lot of reasons, and there's some obvious ones. The Liverpool connection, right? Knows the fans, knows the club, knows the city, knows the expectations of what the fans and the city expect. But he's also, in his own right, a short price because he's a very good manager. And although he's a rookie, I do think he's going to be a really good manager in the game. And I was thinking this before there was a vacancy at Liverpool, because I've been reading bits and pieces, and watching interviews and stuff like that. I'm in Spain, so I'm getting to see what, people are saying associated with Real Madrid. Obviously, Alonso is Spanish, so, that's another factor why he would be, on TV, or why people here would have opinions about him, and how he's doing in the game and stuff like that. Now, his price is very short because there'll be a lot of Liverpool fans out there that want him to be the Liverpool manager. They'll be throwing money at it. Do you remember what I said? Betting with your heart and not your head, when it comes to football betting. So there's a lot of reasons why he's a short price, some for obvious reasons, just fans putting money on it. We want Alonso. But then there's also the credible reasons, the fact that he's done very well at Bayer Leverkusen. And I think I said the other day that he'd taken him from 4th in bottom when he was appointed to the top of the league. But I think they were in a worse situation when he took over. I think they might have been 2nd from bottom. He's done exceptionally well, but we know these things can change, right? We know they can change. And they can come tumbling down. But I do think that he's going to be a good manager. It's not a case of like people used to talk about Steven Gerrard, and at one time Robbie Fowler was saying, well, maybe Robbie Fowler one day, because they were all going into management and things like that. But just because you were a great player doesn't mean you're going to be a great manager. And Steven Gerrard's career is, it's changed quite a bit, hasn't it, since he was at Rangers, which is a real shame, because if he'd have stayed at Rangers, and continue to do well, I think people would be looking at him now. I still wouldn't rule him out, to be honest with you. I know many of you were like, no, you're all right, thanks, Doug. But I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden he was, heavily linked with us or something. But it's Alonso, I think, would be my choice. That would be my choice to be the next the next manager of Liverpool Football Club. My choice. That's who I would like to see appointed, I think. The next suggestion that I'm going to put forward to you is Ruben Amorim. Now, I made a video about this, or him, not long after the news came about Jurgen Klopp, leaving Liverpool Football Club. And I said at the time, I don't want to put, I like to have a bet on things, just like a little funny bet, just something to keep an interest in it. Not on everything, very rarely, to be honest with you, but next Liverpool manager doesn't happen very often. So I thought I'll have 20 quid on it, And I wanted to pick someone that was an outsider. I didn't want to pick the first favourite or the second favourite or something like that. I mean, I want to have a good little bet. Do you know what I mean? So I picked an outsider. Now, an outsider means they've got an outside chance, but it's probably not going to happen. But I went for Amorim, right, the sporting manager. And I would really advise you to Google him, who is Ruben Amorim? Read articles about his style and whatever. And then you'll probably understand why I went for him. And when I went for him, I think he was like, I don't know, 12, 14, 16. It depends what bookmaker you're with. I can't remember if I got 12 to 1 or 14 to 1, somewhere around there. And he was, if you were to look at a list of the managers, he was nowhere near the favourites. He wasn't a rank outsider, but he was in the middle, And I was like, right, he's my man, because I know he's highly rated. I've heard people talk about him before. I hadn't particularly followed his career or anything. And then Ruben Amorim's odds were slashed dramatically, in half at least, or more. And he's now 7 to 1 with Bet365, which makes him the third favourite. Roberto De Zerbi is the second favourite at 4 to 1. Some days he's 5 to 1, then he's 4 to 1. It's just little changes here and there. Alonso was 4 to 7, he's now 4 to 6. So before you had to put 7 on to win for profit. Now you only have to put 6 on. It's a little change. But not significant change, whereas Ruben Amorim was a huge change. That's not like people have gone out there and thrown loads of money on him, in my opinion. Well, they must have put money on him for the price to come down, but it's not random, it's not Alonso, Liverpool connections, yeah, we want Alonso. You're not telling me loads of people have gone, we really want Ruben Amorim. So in my opinion, money's gone on him, but because someone's heard something somewhere. I'll probably be doing a video about him today, to be honest. I've got a little bit on that. So definitely a big change in the market with him. His price has shortened dramatically. And with Sky Bet, I think he's the second favourite there, alongside Alonso, which I find rather interesting, to be honest with you. So he's one to watch. Again, yeah, that's the one that I put 20 on, but only as a fun bet, willing to lose it. Probably, don't think it's going to happen at the time. Now I feel a little bit different, but it's like, oh, fucking hell. But just a fun bet, so don't go jumping on that because you think that there's some gossip or suggestions from people at the club. But in saying that, for his price to come down to shorten like that, someone somewhere said something, I think. And there's been, some substantial money put on him. So he was my second suggestion. So we've got Alonso, we've got Amorim. My third is Julian Nagelsmann, which is 14 to 1. And I think he's been steady around 14 to 1. I'm going to put his name into Google. I don't know if there's any reports about him at the moment. Let's have a look. News. How Jurgen Klopp can help Barcelona land Julian Nagelsmann. Obviously, they've got a vacancy there, so a lot of these managers are being linked with them. Question mark, Jurgen Klopp to manage Germany. Potential Jurgen Klopp replacement, Julian Nagelsmann. But they're doing that with a lot of people, right? I know I should have done this before. Let's not worry too much about that. But for me, those are the three. Those are my three. Those are the three that I think have a really good chance of getting the Liverpool job as things stand. Maybe Nagelsmann, or I put a fiver on Nagelsmann. I did. Transparency, just telling you, what I'm doing. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Didn't put anything on Alonso because it's just, it's what's fun's that winning a 4 to 6 bet or something. I did have so I put 20 on Amorim and I put a fiver on Nagelsmann just as an even more stupid thing. But there are others on there that I would, there's people like Thomas Frank that people, some people, I mentioned Thomas Frank the other night and some people were like, oh, no, thanks. And some people were like, yeah, definitely. I do think that's a good one to consider. You'd be here all day, wouldn't you? I mean, if you go up into like the 40s, I mean, Hansi Flick 40 to 1, you know? So anyway, Roy Hodgson's still at, a value at 150 to 1 there, guys, if you fancy a bet on Roy Hodgson. The De Zerbi one's interesting. He's the second favourite. It doesn't exactly fill me with much confidence, to be honest with you. I'm not falling for that one. So anyway, we're 10 minutes in. That's my 3 suggestions. What are yours? Who is your 3-man shortlist? And I know it's really difficult because you want to do a 5-man shortlist. Because if I did a 5-man, I would add them other 2 on probably. But we're going to stick to 3, which makes it a bit harder. So your 3-man shortlist in order. The first name's your first and second, third. But Dunk, I think the club will look at him. All right. So I'd really appreciate your feedback on that one, guys. And if you enjoy the video, please thumbs up. Please leave a comment. And it's Dunk's meat day tomorrow. Butcher's run in the morning. So if you want to support the channel, the what's it called, super thanks love heart thing somewhere, you'll be adding to my meat. All right. Tomorrow, and I film it on a Saturday morning, right? So you'll see where I get. All right, guys. It's just a bit of banter in it, bit of fun. Yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think. Cheers, guys.